Hey, this is Mark from Dine.digital, and we're on the dish today. We're glad to be talking to another new friend on the West Coast. But as far as Dine.digital is concerned, we help restaurants with their marketing whenever we can. And one of the ways we're helping right now is doing these dish interview shows. So glad you could join. If you're jumping on now or you're viewing us on a replay, please share, like, subscribe, excuse me, all those things. We greatly appreciate it, not only for us, but especially for the restaurant industry as we're trying to help them as much as possible right now. But without further ado, we're going to introduce our new friend, Jeff, and he's coming to us from California and I believe San Jose. Is that correct?
That is correct, San Jose, California.
Very nice. Well, I'm glad to have you on the show, Jeff. And we're going to jump right into learning more about what you're doing and what the Black Sheep Brasserie is all about. So, first things first, just give us a little bit of the details on your restaurant and you.
So Black Sheep is a kind of a California version of a French brasserie. We do some classic French stuff, but with a California kind of lean, if you will, highlighting the produce and the products that we have here with that kind of French background, that French brasserie background. It's a semi-casual but nice place. A lot of business dinners and things like that, but heavy lean towards super seasonal stuff and an awesome cocktail and wine program.
Very good, very good. I don't. Can you adjust your screen just a little bit? I want to down the other way. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Little. There you go. Good. We love the sheep. By the way, I told Jeff that I grew up on a sheep farm. Very familiar, and know a lot about them. Whether or not that's good, I don't know. But next on our list of questions to ask, let's get a little bit of your story. How you got started in the restaurant industry.
So I always grew up around food. We fished Monterey Bay. We had a family kind of plot farm over in Soquel, which is on the Santa Cruz side of Monterey Bay. So I was like kind of a food snob as a kid with quality of produce and fish. Like I would never order fish as a kid in a restaurant because it wasn't as fresh as I was used to.
So no long.
So that kind of translated. We did a lot of cooking. I always cooked. We always were around food. Oddly enough, though, I went into boat sales and was a boat salesman for 10 years or so. And when that kind of crashed, I went to cooking school. And that was, 13, 14 years ago now. And here I am.
Very good, very good. Like I was saying, I don't know if you caught no long John Silver's for you as a kid, huh?
No, it was the traditional boat salesman to chef career path.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, the boat sells. Yeah. No, it doesn't do anything. All right. So, when someone's coming to visit you guys, what can they expect from your restaurant?
Really, really high level of hospitality. That's what we stress massively. Really, really, really good service and high quality food. We're looking to satisfy people and make them feel at home and make them feel part of the family. We have an amazing group of regulars that have supported us in a huge way through this. We're doing takeout now 4 days. And we have people that are ordering 2 or even 3, just amazing. It's the level of support we've seen through this has been awesome. And it's, I think, a testament to what we built, that foundation that we built in the last 4 something years going into this. We're going to celebrate 5 years in November. And I think just the level of support and community that this place has built is really, really satisfying and impressive to me.
Very good, very good. That's great to hear. So, what can you tell us a little bit more about the uniqueness that you guys bring to the table?
I mean, we've tried to do something that's not that San Jose doesn't really have. There aren't a lot of restaurants like us. We definitely set out to fill a niche of very, very high level of hospitality and service with very high quality food that's still approachable. We still have families and kids and all that sort of stuff, and we hope to have that going forward. But we did want to provide something that we didn't see in this marketplace before. San Jose doesn't have a lot of higher end food, higher end service, so that's what we really pushed to strive for, while still remaining approachable.
Right. That's good stuff. So if someone comes in and they need to try one thing on your menu, what would that look like?
So there's two things. I'm super partial to beef tartare. I love a good beef tartare, so I'm really happy with mine, and it's one of the things that I really enjoy eating still on my menu. It's been on the menu since day one. It's very classic grilled bread from Manresa Bread in Los Gatos. It's their Levon loaf, which is amazing. And then, classic. It's chopped beef tenderloin with cornichons, capers, parsley, shallots, Dijon, and a little bit of ketchup. Other than that, there's another classic that everybody loves is our mussels, and that's mussels steamed in saffron cream, which is funny because it's very similar to a dish I cooked in culinary school. I love shellfish, and it's odd. It always stuck with me ever since culinary school. So we did a play on that.
All right. Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of your food via Instagram later on. So
cool.
If there's something that you want to especially point out, we'll try to hit that when we're there. Well, let's go ahead. Actually, we'll do that right now. I forgot that I changed up the order. So I'm going to drop off for a second, and we're going to take a look at your Instagram page, which has some great photos of looks like amazing good food. So for those of you that don't know, you can follow Black Sheep Brasserie, BSB Willow Glen. And that's their handle there. So I'm going to drop off for a little bit.
Our chicken dish from before we closed. It's chicken poached in butter with a little, trying to remember now, herb pea stew, carrots. I miss cooking plated food. So that's scallop with red pepper, a squidding tuile, and like a red pepper relish. Sorry, it's been a while since I've seen some of this.
No worries. It all looks great, though. Definitely, like I said, it's scrolling across the bottom there. And you guys that are watching and watching later on, please take a look. There's a lot of beautiful, delicious food, and I'm still looking at it over here. And but yeah, and obviously hope that you guys will be up and plating food sooner rather than later.
As do we.
So for people that are coming out of town, what kind of advice would you give them as far as what else to see and do?
Definitely get a Sharks game in if they are allowing that. What else? I mean, it's a nice spot because you're so close to so many things. So you're super close to Santa Cruz. You can hop over to the beach and check out that area, or you can head up to the city to San Francisco. But there's lots to see and do.
Very nice. Is there any other food type things that you would suggest people check out while they're there?
I mean, you do have one of the top of the world restaurants in Manresa in Los Gatos, the Michelin 3-star, plus their little side project, the Bywater, which is their New Orleans Creole type restaurant right down the street from them. You have our sister restaurant, the Lexington House, which is also in Los Gatos, which is just 10 minutes from here, which serves amazing cocktails and awesome small plates. hopefully someday again. But yeah, there's a lot of fun food type stuff. There's tons of awesome ethnic food down here. Vietnamese, we have like the second largest Vietnamese population and outside of Vietnam. So the Vietnamese variety of Vietnamese restaurants is insane here, which I love exploring. Lots of great Mexican food as well.
Good stuff. All right. So you've done the restaurant, you've started it up. What would you say to someone that's thinking about that? Maybe they're waiting a few weeks or months to get it going, but what kind of wisdom would you have for them?
To open a restaurant?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. It's awesome. It's one of the more fulfilling things I've ever done. I hadn't opened a restaurant before this, and it's a massive amount of work. It's terrifying, but fulfilling all at the same time. And I mean, we need restaurants. Everyone's going to need restaurants. It is a enormous source of employment and revenue for the communities and fulfillment. So there are definitely things that need to change in the industry to make it more sustainable and more viable. But people can't not keep doing this. It's a necessity. It's something that the world needs.
Right. I heard someone earlier today talk about the misnomer of essential business, right? Every business is essential in some form or fashion, either for the
Absolutely.
owner or the employees and just what they bring to the community, like you're talking about with the restaurants. So, yeah, everybody needs to be back and doing what they know how to do best. All right. You kind of alluded to it. What's something that you would change about the restaurant industry if you could?
We need to get away from the archaic tipping system and the base model of the restaurant industry is so archaic and so out of date that that's what needs to change. Things like prepaid reservations, eliminating tipping, that needs to happen. If we can do that, where people are locked in, if they make a reservation, that's a commitment because we are committed to holding that seat for you.
Right.
So if you're not willing to commit to us to pay a deposit for that seat, that we will in some way reimburse you for if you cannot hold it, be it a gift card or whatever. Without that commitment back and forth from us to the consumer and the consumer to us, we gamble every night on how much money we're going to make and how much money we can then pay our employees and our purveyors and whatnot. And you're seeing it with with the situation now. We're not able to pay anyone, just like people accept that with they're foregoing their mortgages and their student loans and all these things are being forgiven. We're having to do the same thing with our purveyors and things, and the system is not supporting it. So going forward, getting rid of the tipping system, increasing menu prices somewhat so that we can do that and pay our people a livable wage, spread the money back to the kitchen and the front of the house, and everyone's working for an equal livable wage is really the only keep this system going. We can't keep going the way we've been going. It's obvious. Like the fact that a massive percentage of restaurants are not making it through this and will not is the prime example of why the system needs to change, and people need to accept it. And the great thing is that right now, I think people are so accepting of change. They're so used to change that this is the prime time to enact it.
Yeah, that's good. Not every, but most of the people I've spoken to on my West Coast swing of interviews has pretty much brought up the same basic point about how that needs to change. And so, yeah, I can see that as being a major issue to tackle, though. So, on a little bit of lighter, more fun note, what's the thing that you love most about being a restaurateur?
The hospitality side of it. I love interacting with guests. I love talking to people. I thoroughly enjoy anything I can do to enhance their experience and make whatever celebration that they're doing, whatever they're here for. I really, really enjoy enhancing it and making it as special as possible. That's truly what I enjoy most about this industry.
Awesome. Very good. I know a lot of different restaurants have been able to do specific stuff in the community and different things like that. Have you guys been able to do anything along those lines, or do you do that in the past, or how has that been looking for you guys?
We've done things in the past. This whole situation has caused us to really have to tighten down and be very, very minimal. What we have done is throughout this is highlighted a staff member, an employee, either a cook. I've done cooks, I've done dishwashers, where we've given them the chance to come in and cook a dish that we do for takeout, and we offer that on our menu as an a la carte item, and all the proceeds go to that specific team member.
Nice.
So they come in, they prep their dish, we promote it, and they take home the money for it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I know it's definitely been a very difficult season for those types of people, obviously, all across the U.S. So now we're looking for a pro tip from Jeff. So can you share us a little bit about what we could maybe do at home to make our food taste better?
The pro tip is the basis of cooking in a kitchen, and that's being prepared, and that's your mise en place and having everything in its place before you start, and having a plan. Having a plan and having everything prepped out and ready to start cooking will make you infinitely more comfortable and a better cook in the kitchen. And then what I always tell my cooks is when they're starting out, it's when you're doing something, it's asking yourself the questions of what am I doing and why am I doing it and what's the purpose. And if you're prepped out and you're prepared, you have the time to kind of ask those questions, which makes you kind of understand the food that you're cooking much better. If you're not prepped and you're not mised out, as we say, you're frantic and you don't have the time to really kind of analyze what you're doing, which causes you to just basically read a recipe and slam it out and not really get the hows and the whys, which doesn't teach you anything. So, be prepared, have a plan, and then while you're cooking, kind of analyze what you're doing and think about what you're doing and what it's going to end up like in the final product.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm just going to look at your, we want to share your website as well so people can make sure that they check that out. And so let me put that up on the screen again. Once again, we're talking with Jeff from Black Sheep Brasserie, and their website and Instagram are BSB Willow Glen with the .com for the website, obviously. All right, so you can see a little bit. The website, I guess these are also Instagram posts that you have here, because I was like, wait a minute, am I on Instagram or your website? But so you have some posts that are feeding on there. There's you can go and check out where they're located if you don't already know and you're living in the area, and that sort of thing. And they're on Facebook and Twitter too. So please do your best to not only support Jeff and his restaurant if you're in the area, and many other restaurants around the U.S. Do you have something else you wanted to share?
Yeah, I wanted to say one other thing on the pro tip side. Buy cookbooks, and instead of just reading recipes, read what the chefs write and the ancillary things. Like, actually read the book, because they tell you a ton of things about cooking. One of my faves is this guy on vegetables, Jeremy Fox. It's a truly amazing book, and it will teach you a ton about vegetables. And then go out and buy things that you're not used to. So, like, we got these beautiful morel mushrooms. Springtime's my favorite. We also have amazing ramps.
Oh, nice.
These are wild leeks from the East Coast. Work with stuff you're not used to working with. Try it out as a home cook. All this stuff came from a really awesome place called 4 Star Seafood, which is my seafood purveyor. They've pivoted from being a wholesale purveyor and it's time to running an awesome online store. They're delivering to people's houses where they were normally delivering stuff that like literally only chefs and only restaurants can get. They're now delivering to your front door. And there's tons of other restaurants or tons of other businesses out there that are doing this stuff. So look at what's going on. If you have questions about this kind of stuff, ask your local chef, email your local restaurant, and they can steer you to this stuff right now because there's so much available for home cooks that you've never, ever, ever been able to get a hold of. Truffles, ramps, like stuff that literally a home cook has never been able to get in their house or had to jump through hoops. You can get it delivered to your front door right now.
Yeah, very cool. That's amazing. More valuable tips from Chef Jeff. I just now realized that rhymes. Okay.
Yeah, it's cheffery around the
oh
place.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
nice mashup. Very good.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to part words with us?
No, I think that's good times.
Oh, nice. So we're so appreciative to have you on today. And once again, please support. Check them out on BSB Willow Glen on Instagram and then bsbwillowglen.com for their website. And while you're on the internet clicking around, be sure to follow and like and subscribe to all the stuff that we're doing. Said we're looking to continue to have more awesome conversations with great people and great restaurants. And so, Jeff, so appreciative of you sharing your time with us. Looking forward to you guys going up and being fully operational with the rest of the industry. And for the rest of you, thanks for tuning in, and y'all have a good one.